welcome back everyone to more Digimon World 2003. I'm Jay from the GameBustersUK. Alrighty, so in this part we are finally, and I mean finally, going to be doing none other than the legendary weapons. Now first off, we're going to be doing Agumon, Vmon and Geomons. They're all the same. What you need to do is go and speak to this guy here in the dark server of Shell Beach, Shadramon. And what you need is Saberfang, Saberfang and Old Claw. Now Saberfang you can get from the Dark Side Mirage Tower in the west sector, exactly the same as we did before. And Old Claw is from Master Tyrannomon. Now if you remember those mini bosses that I told you about, the ones in the Asuka server have all the old ancient weapons that you need in order to create these legendary weapons. And what these Digimon do, these armored Digimon as they say, that you speak to, what they do is they forge your ancient weapons with certain other weapons to make them stronger. Once you've done all of them, you go back to Metal Atamon in either the light server or the dark server, speak to him and he will make Invincible. So yeah, this is basically post commentary. I'll be showing you mainly everywhere you need to go. So next off, what we need to do is go back to the Asuka server, the light server, and need to go to Shell Beach again. But instead of going where we were in the dark server, we actually need to use Submerimon to go underwater. Yeah, one of them's underwater. It's slightly awkward, but it can be done. And it also depends on who you're going for. I think this one might be Geomon, because Geomon, Agumon, and Vmon, basically they all use Invincible, but you only get one Invincible. So basically, depending on who's in your party, will show up each of the people. Because I've got all three, I could do Agumons, Vmons or Geomons, but I believe the one I'm actually doing now is Vmons, only because this is what I did on a test playthrough before, and what I did ages ago, so I figured I'll just stick to what I know. I do know the other locations, and you can always look up a walkthrough if you want specifics of places and stuff, but for this playthrough, let's play, I will be doing Geomons. The others are slightly different. Yeah, Depthmon is what we will speak to. Isn't the seabed great? Yes, it is. But yeah, he'll basically put Vanquish and then Venomfang. Now, Venomfang, if I remember correctly, yeah, you can either get it from Baihu City, again in the Dark Server, which is in the West Sector, or Shanwu City, which is in the North Sector. So you can get that from there. You'll basically be going to most of these places to get these other weapons, but now we've done that, we're going straight to the North Sector. I think we're going to the light one. So yeah, you can go to West Sector, go through that plug hole that I'll show you in the previous parts, and then basically just go to Metal Atamon, speak to him, and he will create Invincible. Now altogether, I believe, if I remember correctly, because this is a while since I've recorded this footage, there's 5 weapons. I've actually got a list up actually. Yeah, 5 weapons altogether. We have Eternally, which is for Patamon or Renamon, so either one of the two. And then the individual ones, which is Kumamon, Monmon, and Kotamon. Now this is probably one of the longest to do because you need to train certain Digimon. Obviously, like I say, if you don't want to train Geomon and Vmon, you can just train Agumon for Invincible. If you don't want to train Patamon, you can train Renamon for Eternally, and vice versa. However, for Kumamon, Monmon, and Kotamon, because those are all separate, you have to train them, all of them, and they have to be at least level 45. At least level 45, and they have to be in your party, otherwise the Digimon will not show up. Now I did make that mistake. I don't think it'll be in this part, but I'll probably edit it out. In the second part, I totally forgot to, I think, put in Kumamon or Kotamon, and the Digimon didn't appear, so I had to go back and put them back in. It's an easy mistake to make, so you know. I will most likely be leaving most of the random battles in, as I've been doing for the main Let's Play. Mainly because I don't think there's that many. If I feel like there's quite a lot, I will cut them out, because it's easier to do with post commentary rather than live. It'd be a bit awkward to do anyway. So, but yeah, here we are in North Sector again in the light server. Like I say, it could be any Metal 8-mon. It could be this one or the dark one. They're all in the same place. So literally, once you've done for this, basically he will make invincible for you. Now I do get a little bit confused about Metal 8-mon, because when you speak to him once you've done everything, I swear he says something like, oh, now I can open up my armor shop, and you can come here and get stuff and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I've got these rare super legendary armors or whatever that I can buy, and I can improve my Digimon's equipment and everything. But all you do is you go and speak to him again, and he just says, I've done everything for you, there's nothing left to do or whatever. And I'm like, what? So you haven't got a shop that's open? I get really confused about that. And even if you look up walkthroughs, I swear people write and they say, oh, now you've done it, you've unlocked this super rare awesome armor shop. And I'm like, but he doesn't say anything. I don't know if there's something else you need to do or what. I really don't know. But he doesn't say anything, so I just assume, well, there's no point coming back here anymore. So okay, yeah, so we need Beelifang and Destruction, which Beelifang I believe is in the dark servers, Asuka server, the Amaterasu server, or whatever, Amaterasu City or whatever, the central city. So you want to go there and get that. Like I say, most of them are going to be in the West City, the North City, and the Central City. So I would try and get each weapons like individually for all of them if you can, just so you're prepared. I've obviously already gone and already done this, so you don't have to waste your time and everything like that. So that's all sorted. Obviously at this point you've been grinding, you should have a fair amount of bits left unless you've spent them on something. So yeah, I think I'm just basically testing Invincible. Any of the characters can can use them, of course, but yeah, I think I end up using it. I'm not 100% sure. I think I end up using it anyway. But that's the first legendary weapon done anyway. We've got the other to do. Now this one, I can't 100% remember. If I'm honest, I think we have to go to the West Sector. I think it's the West Sector in the Dark server. So yeah, this whole, let's say, this Digimon hole will be like a shortcut, I suppose you could say. Obviously, to make it easier for me, make it easier for you guys, and you guys get to see where I go. So, and you can always speak to some of the Digimon like on one there if you're stuck or get lost, because like I say, it's very easy to get lost in these places, trust me. Everything looks the same. So confusing. But after we've done this, all we've practically got to do, if I remember correctly, all we really have to do, besides finish the game off in the main story, side-wise, is to become the card champion and to get legendary cards. We basically have to become the card champion to get legendary cards. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've got to do after we've done this. The legendary weapons will most likely be what's the word? It will most likely be split up in 2 to 3 videos, maybe 4. I was looking back at the footage and I couldn't believe how much I recorded, about an hour without stopping. So yeah, I can imagine myself being pretty bored about it as well. But well, I say stopping, I mean I stopped the recording, but I was still playing all the way through, so it was a bit longer for me. But yeah, altogether an hour footage, so I'll be cutting bits out and splitting the video and whatnot, and doing unnecessary things. I think I got lost, so I'm going the wrong way. I was going the wrong way or something. So I've got a guide up on me to help me out because I can't remember everything. Not all these different pathways. Oh, we've got Kumamon there. Yeah, it's just handy that this goes to Asuka and the Dark server, the Amateur server. Which is handy, like I say, if you know where you're going, you can easily, you know, go to where you want to go. But yeah, there's not really too much to say at the moment. It's just mainly, like I say, it's just you guys getting to see how I do the legendary weapons. And after we've done the cards, for the main story, main things, there's not too much to do. But obviously, this is 2003 and not World 3, which is in America. So we do have extra stuff to do afterwards, which is why we're getting legendary weapons. I don't know if we really need legendary cards. I'm not 100% sure. I think you might do. But you definitely need legendary weapons to do the extra stuff. Which is why we're doing it now. And I'm pretty certain you can't do it afterwards. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain you can't. Because I tried doing it before when I was younger and I first completed it and it was like, oh, you need these legendary weapons. And I was like, legendary weapons? And I remember finding Shadramon before and he was saying about legendary weapons and I was like, And then Metalamon was saying about legendary weapons and I was like, right, okay, yeah. But I didn't know how to get them or what, so, you know, at the time I was just like, oh, I want to do the extra, and it's like, it doesn't look like I can. It's like, I could never find Metalamon, because in the extra bit you're quite limited. So yeah, I'm pretty certain if you haven't done it, you know, you can't do it. You have to go back. Might even be worth to, like, you know, save the game, have a save date before you like fight the final boss, so that you can go back if you need to. They do give you a few chances, like they say, you know, this is it. So if you've got anything else to do, feel free to do it before you know, complete the game, sort of thing. Like some other chiefs do, you know, it's like, you know, come and fight me in the final battle or whatever, and you know, I hope you're prepared, and it gives you a chance to save and do anything else you need to do to prepare yourself for the battle. Some don't. Some just basically, okay, you're here, I'm guessing you want to do it, so let's do it. Well, at the level that we are, we're mainly alright for the story. I do want to grind a little bit though, because say there's some Digimon I want to get. I want to get in Pilgrimon Paladin mode, which I'll eventually get, which will be good. I've got Omnimon, so I've got Ogamon's main Digivolution, Mega Digivolution there, and I've got Gallantmon and Mega Gargamon. I can switch between the two or use either of them. So yeah, Gearmon's alright. It's probably the weakest out of the bunch, but he's alright. He's decent-ish stats. He can be a bit hard to train at times, but you know, overall he's alright. So here we've got Renamon, and I'm going to the Mirage Tower to speak to the Digimon there. So I'm doing Renamon instead of Patamon. I think Renamon's was the easier one for me, so I decided to choose that. And I believe it's on the far right. Yeah. My video's screwing up a little bit, so I might this might be slightly out of sync. I think it's because I had recording issues. I always get recording issues with this game. I don't know why. I haven't recorded too many PS1 games on my PS3. So I don't know if it's my PS3, because I noticed that when I do play games in general, like my Crash Bash Let's Play, me and my friend, we tested it on each of our consoles, and we noticed that both games have like this delay and lagging issue when you play it on the PS3, but it's fine on the PS2 or the PS1. So I don't know if that affects recording as well, you know, if that's how it comes out, sort of thing. I wish I could have done this on my PC, but at the time I didn't have it, so would have been a lot easier as well. And I probably wouldn't have got this issue. But you know, I try my best to sort of fit my way around it and everything. speak to this guy. Unfortunately, a lot of these Digimon, well, a lot of these Digimon I've never heard of, and you never fight them. Unfortunately, they're just there, you know. They're just there for the weapons. So you got Crystal Rod, and Twinkle. Gonna make something great. Again, this is in the West City or the Baihu City. So like I say, you want to go to each of them and just buy everything. Basically, you want to buy all the main weapons from each of the places, and they're roughly about the same bits as well. And then you'll be sorted. And at least all you have to do is just go back and forth, rather than you have to go back and forth, then go back to the city, back to another city, back and forth, another city. Saves you a little bit of hassle anyway. Anyway, we're done. So we're in the dark server, so we might as well go and speak to Digimon here. Doesn't really matter. Like I say, you don't have to all do it in the light server, or all do it in the dark server. Doesn't really matter. Seems to be the same Digimon no matter what you do. So somehow we can teleport between the two. I don't know. On a random note, I will admit I hate Boltmon. If I'm syncing myself well with this anyway, with the lagging delays. Yeah, he is a pain. Luckily, I can blast him with like a finisher and mainly get rid of him. But he is quite strong. He's very strong. I don't know if it's a champion or an ultimate. I would class him as an ultimate at least, or a mega. He doesn't really look like he could be, but he's very powerful. If you look at him in his card, he's not that strong as a card. It's like a champion style, so I think he is. But I don't know. He's, like I say, it's just like, maybe it's just like a really strong champion. I don't know, but he is irritating. He does have a good accessory though. I can't remember what it is, but it's a good one. I know that much. I think it's like power bracelet, or something like that. But I can't remember what it does. It's a really good one. I may be getting certain. Yeah, I might be getting certain accessories, but you don't necessarily need them. They're nice to have, some of them, obviously, but it can be quite hard to get them. So unless you really want to go out of your way to do it, then you know you can do it. But I probably won't be doing it. Anyway, we've got Eternally now, which is awesome. So at this point, I assume that if you're following this, that you've defeated all of the mini bosses in the Asuka server, because they're the ones with the ancient weapons, and then you can just basically get the weapons you needed to get. But anyway, I've been Jay from the GameBustersUK. I hope you've enjoyed the first part. In the second part, we'll be doing, let me just check on my handy little list here. We'll be doing Supernova, Punishment, and we may finish it off actually, depending on how long it is. Well, we've got Supernova and Punishment, and I can't even say this, Muramasa left. So yeah, look forward to that, guys, and I will see you next time.